Welcome back. It's Freedom to Think. It's been a while since I got my lovely, wonderful, beautiful wife, Keegan, back in the studio. The twins are now 5 months old and some. So we finally got them, like, fed and chilling and changed and probably going to be hungry again soon.
Yeah, that's pretty much the cycle of life.
They're really fat. Like, they eat so much. It's insane. And so, anyway, Keegan's been doing a great job with that. But now I have summoned her back to the studio because I have a fresh reaction song I have not seen for the Freethinker Reaction Series, guys. If you haven't checked out the other playlists, check them out. I'm on a quest to have the greatest stream playlist for my gaming streams, and that's what I use here. And we get to kind of highlight some of the independent artists and just different things going on in the culture. So I enjoy it, but once in a while I get a guest, and it's really fun for me. I got a recommendation in the Discord. The best way to get me personally in contact with me is in the Discord. But we have from UGA Pork Chop. At Jeff D, please react to Tom's new video ASAP. As a 16-year-old working 2 jobs to help my family in this economy, this song hit different and had me in tears and with goosebumps. Please react to it ASAP. Love you, Jeff. I really appreciate that. Also, if you're a 16-year-old with 2 jobs just trying to help your family out in the economy does absolutely suck ass for everyone. But that's really cool, man. You're really putting in the work, putting in some sacrifice, and I think we're in some hard times now, but it's going to be something that you are going to be grateful for later on, that you put that work in selflessly early on, and then when things, get hard for you in the future, I think you'll be able to handle it a lot better than other people that had daddy's Lexus and was working like 5 hours a week for pedicure money and like stuff like that. If you've ever worked with those people at that age.
Yeah, that's true.
So anyway, if you enjoy this kind of content, please leave a like, subscribe, comment what you think and what you want to see next. I'll leave a link below in the description where you can buy the song and where you can see the original video. Definitely please support the artists. A lot of these independent artists don't really have any sort of label or promotional material, and us being able to review the stuff is basically their marketing. So, if you like it, support them. Oh yeah, I forgot to say, we got our "This Is My Pride Flag" shirts in the mail.
They're awesome.
They are super awesome.
We're getting a pretty good collection now of patriotic shirts.
Yes, we are. And so the Patriotic Hog shirts, definitely glad to have in the rotation. I'll be wearing this in various videos, etc.
Just because it's Tuesday.
It's just because it's Tuesday. And definitely all June next year. For sure.
Oh, yeah.
There's too many songs about diamond teeth and gold chains. Too many rappers who still glorify gangs. There's way too many rhymes about codeine and women we'd like to bang. I just wanted to make a song to say thanks. Thank you to the cops who really trying to make the world a better place, risking their lives to keep a man they never even met safe. They ain't trying to kill your kids or lock their father away. They got families who need food on their plates. And
well, we're starting off. It's very clearly a message song.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he just said we're not going with the gold chains and diamond teeth and codeine, drugs.
A lot of rap songs have questionable lyrics.
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot about hooker banging and gang banging and all that stuff.
That pretty much covered
a
decent bit of rap.
Right. He's like, yeah, want to say thanks to the people, hardworking, taking care of each other. I mean, talking about cops specifically, but as a whole, he's just talking about public servants that, kind of stick their ass out on the line and do the best they can to help.
cops who really trying to make the world a better place, risking their lives to keep a man they never even met safe. They ain't trying to kill your kids or lock their father away. They got families who need food on their plates. And thank you to the firefighters. Whenever I hear sirens, I pray. It takes a special kind of man to run toward all the flames. When we see smoke and we need help, the fire can't be contained. They running in while everybody runs away. And thank you to the soldiers fighting for us, flying way overseas. Ain't never met you, but I love you cause you're dying for me. I'm enjoying my freedom and I know freedom ain't free. When the anthem plays, I don't take a knee. And thank you to the...
Oh, we triggered the left. anthem
The
plays.
Kaepernicks.
The Kaepernicks are big mad right now. So when they play the anthem, I don't take a knee. That's true, man. I mean, you want to put a tear in someone's eye, go to a rodeo.
Oh, yeah. Those are very patriotic.
Go to a rodeo and watch them do the Pledge of Allegiance, do the national anthem, do like the Lord's Prayer. Like, they will 100% offend the snowflakes.
Well, nobody's saying shit there either.
Oh,
like,
no.
They'll get their ass kicked.
Yeah, go try and buck up against the Cowboys. Like the real Cowboys, the bull riders. Those guys are like, I got smashed in the face by a 2-ton like tub of
they're not scared of
testosterone.
anything.
They're not scared of you. But yeah, no, I agree. I love that. They say the freedom ain't free, and you're going and fighting for me. Again, we got the rabbit holes with the whole pointless wars, banker wars, all that stuff. But generally,
that's more government based, though.
Yes.
When you shouldn't be places and stuff, but the people are just doing their job most of the time.
Yeah,
and
so it sucks.
Well, I think a couple things to add to that too is, number one, especially with the military thing specifically, it's like the prime time of your life is 18 to, if you do 20 years,
Right.
38. That's when you're getting your career started, your family, looking for a significant other, all that. That's like the prime of your life. So it's not only the 20 years, it's the 20 years of prime time.
Yeah, that's
Also,
true.
those jobs pay like nothing.
Yeah.
Especially, like, I think firefighters might be the lowest. I don't know. It's not really for the money for those jobs.
Forest flying way overseas. Ain't never met you, but I love you cause you're dying for me. I'm enjoying my freedom and I know freedom ain't free. When the anthem plays, I don't take a knee. And thank you to the truckers, the janitors, and the average people. The ones holding the jobs that will damage your ego. The ones who do the most and in return they get zero. Screw what anyone says, y'all are heroes. Everyday people, they know who they are. They aren't superstars and they don't fight evil. They gotta do the hours with no superpowers. Everyday people don't always save the world. They don't get the girl, but y'all are heroes. Heroes. Too many songs about Xanax and faces covered with tattoos, and way too many asses on camera with rap dudes. Too much.
Okay, it's funny because there is definitely a bit of, he's self-aware. Okay, he is covered in face tattoos and has the videos where he's covered in Gucci and Louis and gold chains and decked out teeth, and people make fun of him for it, and I've even made fun of him for it to a degree because I'm just like, what the hell what is he wearing? And they're like, dude, that's a $2,500 outfit, and I'm like, you look like a tub of mustard, bro. So, but he's saying that yes, that is like a flex in the industry, but in the real world, the people who are actually the laborers for the infrastructure of the world, like, you don't realize how fast the machine crumbles if you don't have plumbers and you don't have electricians and you don't have the waste management people. I went to the landfill and some people helped me out there. Like, those guys are needed 100%, and there's no glory in the job at all.
Yeah, I think as a society, we've kind of just, like, gone to glorifying positions, really, that you don't even need to exist.
Yeah.
Instead of, like, appreciating jobs that we actually have to function.
Yeah, I know Thomas Sowell said that basically he was talking about Ivy League educated people, and he was saying how most of them really suck in leadership positions, and we would be so much better off if we had the first 100 names in the phone book in charge of everything. Because if you had people like in all these jobs that actually matter, that actually help society function, and then asked their opinions and got their input, the things that they would suggest would probably make the average person's life better compared to asking a Hollywood celebrity what they think we should be doing. And they'll say in 2024, everyone needs to strap on a mask and give up their car and et cetera, that only somebody who's a super ignorant millionaire could suggest for the common people.
Heroes. Too many songs about Xanax and faces covered with tattoos, and way too many asses on camera with rap dudes. Too much Gucci, Louis, Prada clothing trying to brand you. I just want to make a song to say thank you. Thank you to the paramedics coming at high speed in an ambulance, trying to get someone to breathe at the scene of an accident. Covered in a stranger's blood and trying to bring them back again. Their stress levels always at a maximum. Thank you to the carpenters, mechanics, and the welders and plumbers. Y'all are building all the roofs that we're under. Swinging hammers in the pouring rain, the snow in the summer. I hope you know that I appreciate your struggle. Thank you to the nurses and doctors fighting for everyone's lives. Y'all don't always find a cure, but I believe that you tried. The guilt of seeing someone who you tried to save die, don't let it haunt you. Y'all bought them some time. And thank you to the priests and the pastors and the grocery store clerks. The ones who don't get thanked or paid enough for their work. Probably feel disrespected and I'm sure that it hurts. But let me tell you, y'all are heroes for sure. Everyday people, they know who they are, they aren't superstars, and they don't fight evil. They gotta do the hours with no superpowers. Everyday people don't always save the world, they don't get the girl, but y'all are heroes. Heroes. You don't.
Pause before Batman. That's a pretty good costume. That's better than what DC's been coming out with lately, dude.
Yeah, I think we need like little things occasionally, like, you know, when the power goes out in an ice storm or something, like you're never more grateful for linemen than then.
Yes.
They're getting your power back on.
It's unfortunate, but we need reminders as a society of who is important and who is not important.
And the only reason the non-important people can exist is because the important people are there.
Correct.
Like if you don't have food and basic necessities like water, plumbers, all that stuff, like the other things don't matter. The malls and fancy clothes and all that stuff.
That's true.
You can only have that because you have people that provide the basic necessities of living that you need.
And then people who are in like the entertainment and the news and sports and music and any of those, like your only function is to give a small bit of happiness to those people in their off time. And so the only thing, so if you build value for them, then you get to have that be your career. But that is extra. It's not a necessity to survive.
Right. Yeah, people used to just tell campfire stories and have the camaraderie of the family group around. Yeah. Especially now with people being like more distant and stuff from family. It's more internet-based now entertainment.
It's true. And so you have these people going on the internet and just talking shit about average, everyday, deplorable people.
Which they would never say to their face.
Right.
Because the internet's like a shield.
Yeah, the internet is unfortunately given a lot of people the ability to, I guess, exercise their fantasy as a bully that they would never do in person. So they try to bully people and put people down and classify whole groups of people as, you know, less than. And I just think it's cool that he's making a video that goes through all of these different types of people that do all of these different jobs. And then just saying, like, yeah, like you matter. What you're doing is really helpful. And we know you're not getting the glory that you should be. All right, let's see Bat Tom in action. Back up a second.
Hero. You don't need a mask and a cape. Don't lose sleep wondering if humanity's safe. Whoa, whoa. And you don't gotta fly to the moon. Don't need X-ray sight to see the hero in you. Whoa. Everyday people, they know who they are, they aren't superstars, and they don't fight evil. They gotta do the hours with no superpowers. Everyday people don't always save the world, they don't get the girl, but y'all are heroes. Heroes.
Got a few extra people for filming on that one, I see.
Makes sense to represent the everyday people.
Yeah, that's true. I thought that was pretty cool. Just letting it play out for the algorithm. A like on that. So we're at 1,000,000 1.2 million so far in like a day and a half. I mean, that's definitely pretty good. So, I mean, this is definitely one that a lot of people are going to feel right in here. I mean, my mom was a ICU nurse for 15 years overnight. And basically every day she would wake up just before dinner time. And then during dinner time, she told us about who died horribly the night before as children. And she was like half asleep. So she didn't really probably process that she was just like in this pseudo therapy to get through kind of what was going on. But it was really just horrible stuff. And so I know that those kind of people in those jobs go through that like every day. And so sometimes they get numb to it. Sometimes I think people don't care about them or appreciate them.
Or they have to leave after a while.
Or they get burned out and have to leave. And then also you have the whole guilt factor with bureaucracy, because you have like the pandemic situation happen where you have these hardworking people that just want the best for humanity. And they're like in a position where they are a healer. And then they're being told you can only do X, Y, and Z when all of those things are not the right thing to save somebody. And that's exactly what happened. It's terrible. It's tragic. And it's not their fault. So a lot of people quit and left and whatever. But then there's just a shortage of people doing their best, even if their best was specifically against what could actually help somebody. So that's like a screwed if you do, screwed if you don't scenario. And I don't wish that on anyone. But I know that there was a lot of hatred and vitriol and disrespect towards the medical community now because of it. I do understand the criticism, because you're just like, hey, you took a Hippocratic oath to do no harm, and then the measures that your bosses are telling you to do is doing harm. But they have to feed their family. They're trying to help people. It's a really, really shitty position to be in. And I think a lot of people got put in that position, some version of that position. So how did you feel about the video?
I thought it was really good. It's a good beat. And, yeah, I think it's cool to have the reminder without having to have the, like, natural disaster or whatever tragic thing that makes you remember, oh, yeah, it's nice to have this person because of this terrible thing that happened. It's cool just to have it without that bad event.
Yeah, what'd you think of Batman Tom?
That was pretty cool.
Yeah, that was pretty good. They're doing a good blend of CGI and then actually the practical stuff with getting him like 50 different uniforms so he could dress up like all the people working. So, and I know that Tom worked on oil rigs and was a carpenter in his old days. So he probably had some of that gear residual.
He didn't even have to buy them as a gear.
Well, I mean, that was one of the things I found out after one of his older songs. It's not older, but like when I first discovered him, that he physically built his own sets. So like he was building all of the stuff for the videos that were coming out. And then he'd like take it apart and reuse materials and whatever. So he'd have like different outfits and stage things just like used here, and here in different videos.
Did he reuse the fruit?
From Naked? Of course she remembers the fruit from Naked. But no, I don't know. Maybe there's some Easter egg grapes somewhere in a different video. If you guys, I'm sure the hardcore Hangover Gang people know where the fruit from the Naked video has made it into other videos as a Nova Easter egg. I'm sure that's happened. But anyway, I saw that it was like just him and Nova doing all the stuff that they did and building their own stuff. And that's literally what gave me the idea that I could finish the wall and build this studio by hand. And you saw me dumpster diving to get the materials for the acoustic treatments. That's why the sound is so nice and crispy in here.
Using power tools at 1 a.m. Yeah, I remember.
Yeah. And I'm glad, because all of those skills that I was developing transfer. Like you can then use it for bigger and bigger and bigger projects. So when we were like 20, 21, we built a fence around the whole property. And honestly, it's nowhere near as perfect as it could or should be. But we were 20, 21 when we put it together. And so I recently built just a bunch of fencing, and I built 3 gates out of scrap wood. But it's like so much better carpentry than it was before, just because of the different skills that I've gotten along the way. And yeah, so I'm grateful, because back in the day, in a better economy, I would have just paid somebody to do it perfect. You know what I mean?
No, you wouldn't have.
That's true. I wouldn't.
No, you would not
I'm
have.
way too cheap. It doesn't matter.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah. Other people would have had the opportunity to pay other people. In a better,
I would have suggested we pay other people.
in a great economy, I would have used new wood instead of scrap wood.
Yeah, that's more of what you would have made more trips to the store.
I would have made more
Usually
trips
it's like
to the
7
store.
trips a project. You
Yeah.
got like, I gotta go back to Ace.
Gotta go
It's
back.
Like, really? Okay.
I love those guys. The Ace guys are awesome, because that's what I'm saying. They're the heroes, the guys that work at Ace and tell me, hey, buddy, you whose water is leaking, you need this, and this for your plumbing project.
Yeah, I definitely feel the plumbing
Yeah.
thing after the
Yeah, because we had our plumbing break basically twice.
and
so it
plumbing's
was-
outrageously expensive to
Right.
fix, like
Right.
piping. Just like, okay, it's like this much piping and it's like $2,000 to fix
It was
it.
so
Really?
stupid.
It's like,
That's what. Yeah. So what happened is, the first time we had a water leak, and so I reached out to the water company. They came by, and the guy said, "Oh, it's on your side of the main. There's a leak, so it's your responsibility." And I was just like, "What?" I'm like 24 at the time, and they're just like, "Yeah, it's on your side of the main. It's your problem." And I'm just like, "Oh shit. Okay, so I guess I got to call a plumber." And then the guy who worked for the water company was just like, hang on a second, I got a shovel, let me look at it. And so he dug down to the problem, and he was like, yeah, see this part right here? Well, that part has a crack in it. You could see right here. That's where the leak's coming from. He said you could replace that part for $1.
oh, the PVC is super
It was
cheap.
just a piece of PVC.
And you just get like the glue and primer that you put on the piping.
Not
just
for
to,
that piece,
well,
but
for the other part.
right. It was just one of those pieces where it connected to the main, and then the PVC main hose gets like pushed onto it. That's it. Like, that was the whole thing. And it had a little crack in it. And that guy told me I could replace it for $1. So I went to Ace, got the piece, came back and fixed it. Then the year after, the whole water exploded like behind the house. So it was just a bad design, whoever put it in initially. And then I looked at it and I was like, okay, maybe I can fix this. So I dug everything out, and then I tried to fix it. It was horrible. And then I went to Ace probably like 3 times. And then I gave up and called the plumbing guy to come look at it. I had already dug down to it, and then he gave me a quote to replace everything that I had already replaced incorrectly, right? So I had everything, I just did it wrong, and it was sloppy and leaking. And then he was like, all right, it will be $1,000, $1,000 for them to replace it. And I was like, I already dug the hole. I'm already here. I already did it once, just poorly. And it cost me like $25 in parts.
And the best part was like the 3 white baths you have to take after the
Oh yeah, there was no
working
water
in the
at
mud
all.
because you can't turn the
I
water
couldn't
on.
turn the water on, so I couldn't clean myself. So I was just getting like progressively dirtier as I kept going back
Just
to
like
Ace.
getting more and more wipes.
Yeah, so I was using baby wipes to try and get some of the main stuff, because I was like in the mud up to like, I mean, it was deep. I was just like pig pen. So I'm pig pen, and I'm just wiping, and Keegan's in there taking care of the babies. And it was just like, dude, I don't have the money to spend $1,000 on this water issue right now. You know, we just had the second baby, and yeah, it was just horrible. But anyways, he said it'd be $1,000 to do what I did for $25. There was a $60 part that I was missing, and he was like, yeah, I have a part, it's $60. And then they charge $450 to install it. And I was like, wait, so is install mean like screw it on this end right over here? And he was like, well, we would professionally install it with a warranty. And I'm like, bro, you're screwing it in on this spot right here.
And if it breaks, it's $60 to replace it.
Yeah. And I was like, holy shit. It was the pressure limiter. Like, so there was a limiter, which I did not know about. Sorry, I didn't know anything. But anyway, so I go back to Ace. I buy a limiter for $50, so $10 off what he was trying to charge. And then I buy all the parts again, and I redid it again. And so it was like $75 for like all of the parts for all of the attempts. And I fixed it myself. I'm just saying that those people, the professional people that get their fingernails dirty and do these installations and carpentry work and all that, like, you need those skills to actually make it. And so you're either going to pay someone to do it, or you can kind of learn how to do some of it yourself. But you can't say, like, hey, LeBron James, how do I fix my water? You know?
Yeah, it's a completely unnecessary industry, honestly. Like, we can only have it because you have all the important bases covered. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, if you don't have the necessities covered, you can't do extra stuff like that.
I will concede that was a song with a message. It wasn't a banger. That's not one that most people would play, like, on repeat and rock out to it. It's going to get an unfortunate light amount of response because there's not much shock value to it. I'm definitely sad about that because I know the nature of how these things go, that this kind of a video and this kind of a song is very appreciated and needed by the fan base of Tom and just everyone who listens to it. But it's not one that's going to, like, blast out into society and grab, like, a huge audience. It's usually the songs with more shock value or with some of the things that he was talking about at the beginning. When you got action and asses and crime, like, just people look at that. So it ends up getting a whole lot of, you know, popularity when something like this should. I especially like that he covered the people who are like grocery store clerks and cashiers. Keegan was a cashier long ago. Hero.
I would say the people that stock and are like the truckers that bring stuff to them, maybe, but
I don't know.
I'm checking out my own stuff at Walmart now, so does that make me a hero? I'm my own hero, right?
Yeah,
checking out my own stuff.
You're your own hero.
No,
amazing.
I would say it's the truckers and like the stock people actually putting it on the shelf.
I can respect it. Did you have any other closing comments for the video?
Just that I think that the people that are in those categories will greatly appreciate it, like kind of the blue-collar people that get overlooked all the time probably really appreciate the song.
I think so.
Yeah, we have this thing where we glorify people that are just Hollywood celebrities or whatever, just totally unnecessary, but then you forget about the everyday people that you, like, actually have to function, to not have, like, sewage on the streets and, like, no food and all that. You just, like, kind of take it for granted, so I think it's a good reminder, the song. It's, like, kind of a good reminder.
I appreciated it. I really appreciate you coming in studio in between all the madness of the household.
Yeah, there's a lot of madness in our household.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure the people will appreciate it. Guys, please, if you haven't already, leave a like. They really only care if you watch the video and if you like it. I like the comments because I read them. But apparently YouTube just doesn't care. They just don't care. But they care about likes and subscriptions. So if you like, if you subscribe, comment what you think, what you want to see next, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace. It's a couple of flies in here, and they're driving me fucking crazy.
Flies everywhere.
So many.
Potato up there at the top?
Totally does.
Why does it say potato?
Because it's called voice meter potato. There's voice meter, then there's voice meter banana. I just upgraded from banana to potato, and the power difference is insane.
The hospital mug.
Yeah, the hospital mugs are awesome. Okay.